Now that you're an expert with color terminology, tips for decorating with color, and today's hottest hues, you are ready to get started on your next decorating project. Join us as we follow designer Donald Bingham Schmitt on a client session. You'll hear firsthand the questions you should consider as you begin any decorating project. Listen closely and enjoy the benefit of hearing decorating tips from a professional designer. So let's get started.
Hey, Doc, come on in.
Hi.
My wife Sherry, remember her?
Nice to
I know
see
you.
Yeah.
Good to see you. Listen, I brought some things. Don't freak out. These are just
These are cute.
some ideas. I want to, get a sense of what works for you, and then I also want to just show you some ideas. I brought some paint boards to get a sense of where we can go with your house and some of the things we talked about before as well. Okay, so can we just get started?
Sure.
Room question is right
Go
there.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm just going to throw these pillows on the sofa over here just to get them out of the way. And I'm going to lay these paint. Now, this is not the color we're necessarily thinking about for in here, but, there is a method to my madness.
Okay.
Tell me what your thoughts are with regard to how you want to, use this room, what you want to accomplish. I know we talked about doing several rooms initially. For example, how do you use this space?
Well, we utilize this room mostly. So, it's kind of like a quiet room. I like to read. We both play chess, so there's no TV in here.
Right.
So this is just a time when we kind of get together and connect, and nice, comfy.
So it's a personal space.
It's
Personal space.
Yeah.
Just, relaxing, away from the kids and all that.
Now, what about the office area over there? What is that about? Do you really use the office?
Yeah, we use it for work.
Okay, so this is kind of the total area. See, I see this as being a connected area, making it a bigger space for both
Between
of
the two
you.
rooms.
Right, for both of you. And then, as I said, I brought some paint boards to give you some ideas of how we can, turn this into a more interesting architectural space. Let me ask you about your furniture. What are your thoughts with regard to furniture?
Well, we really don't want to get rid of anything.
It's not a trick. Oh, really? No.
It's non-negotiable.
No. The thing that I want to do is create an environment that works under any circumstances with any furniture you may ever want to bring in here. Certainly what is here now will work with what I'm going to propose, but it will work with anything.
Good.
Because what we're after now is not so much a design statement as it is working with paint and color to enhance the architecture of your space. And what I'd like to do is start, if we can, in the office area, okay?
Sure.
Now, when I think about this, I think of it as being kind of like a library, and the environment of a library. You like to read, a nice quiet space for doing, the bills and the office. So I brought a color board of a color that is a lot like a book binding, an antique book binding.
That's probably, that would be too dark for me. Now, are you talking about this for the whole room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Let's talk about color for a minute. Let's talk about color for just a minute. Let's change our how we talk about color.
Okay.
It's not dark. It's rich and it's warm. And it's like a book binding. If you walk into a room full of old books, it's charming, it's warm, it's inviting, it's cozy, it makes you want to read. Okay? Now I'm going to keep going here. Okay? And what I'm proposing in here is that the trim being, doors, door frames, window frames, that kind of thing, the baseboard, would be this color. Or a color like this, a similar color. The reason I want to do something deeper and richer like this is to accentuate the architectural detail of that. This gives it a rich, warm, it makes it more than it is. When it's painted white as it is now, it kind of fades away, it kind of disappears.
Sure.
This is going to make it stand out against this rich color.
Okay. So what happens to the light, though? That's the one reason, I like these two windows coming and bringing light into, and I'm thinking
And that's very
having
important.
the walls
That's
dark.
very important. Now this is a color It's made by Sherwin-Williams. It's called Cassava Melon.
Okay.
Okay. What I want to do in here is paint the ceiling this color. And what happens is this actually feels as though sunlight is hitting it. So if you paint the ceiling white and the walls of this color, it's too harsh. It's too, then these colors do seem dark. But if we paint the ceiling this warm color and these colors, it all becomes very soft and rich. You know, it's a whole different way of looking at it.
Yeah, these three together look really...
And it's beautiful
Yeah.
with
Really
your
nice.
artwork and
Absolutely.
the tone of the wood and your furnishings and that kind of thing. I mean, it all goes together. I mean, look how nice that all looks.
Sure.
Okay. Now, what I want to suggest in here, because I'm big on trying to bring in, the architectural detail, making it more important, would be to paint the soffit, which is the underside and the front, and in this case, the crown molding, which is there. This dark, rich, now I said dark,
Whoa.
but it's like walnut. Think in terms of wood. Rich, dark library, the wood, and that would be the soffit and the crown, this being the ceiling.
Okay.
So again, it's all very light and
I
bright.
think that looks
Now,
great.
before you freak out too much,
Okay.
okay, let's go in the other room again.